Everyone, this is Awaken Online, Book 1, Catharsis by Travis Bagwell. I love that cover. However, let's start here. This is, read a little something to you. Here we go. He's playing his video game. Lightning arced between the boiling clouds, and then a bolt struck a nearby tree with a deafening "been tardy several times this semester due to situations like the one this morning." What in the world? He was in a game, then he's on his way to school. Oh, page 6, page 13. They're not torn out. The book was printed with some pages missing. I did piece it together. Mom and Dad went on a trip. They really don't care about their kid that much, other than go to this school. And he's on his way to by himself. He had to wake himself up. Now he's going to be late. The writing style of this book, it's like it was. I could say something like written by a child for children. It's like someone practicing how to write a book, and then they said screw it and started with this. I don't know if it's supposed to be YA or not. It certainly reads that way in a sense. It's just this information dumpy, but things are obvious, but you're like, okay, I kind of understand that, but what's that elaboration for? It's just this really clunky way of writing something. The video game world that this centers upon is just sort of there. There's no real description of it. It's generic at best. It's just there. That's it. There's no built world there. You're just in a fantasy setting. There you go. That's it. Having said that, I actually did finish it, and there are certain things that were interesting enough. I said I am going to keep going. And matter of fact, it ends really cool too. You have the release of a video game, and it's Jason is our protagonist. He lives in like I said, his parents don't really care about him that much. He's in a rich person's school, and all the rich people are meanies, and they don't like him, including the faculty. And because of a bully and someone's false witness and the happiness of the faculty, he gets expelled from school. He tells his parents this when they come back, and they are not happy about this at all. Get out of the house, I'm out of here. And he goes and lives with his aunt, who's in a almost destitute, really. And so to make ends meet, his plan is to go into the game and try to sell some stuff off and get real money for it. The false witness, by the way, is a girl he's interested in, who turned around and said, no, he started it, and that got him expelled from the school. So here he is in the game. And it really is mostly game. The reason I really wanted this is because it talks about how he's going to, play evil, become evil. And really there's nothing particularly evil about what he does. He's just playing a game. There's supposed to be a realistic game, because you kind of plug in, you wear something. It's not like a direct brain interface, but whatever electromagnetic fields are at work to have him feel like he's in a virtual reality. And so when he kills someone, there's a little something more to it, a little more sauce on the whole thing, but still, even he says, it's just a game. He figures when he goes in here and he finds out the bully has a big bad character in this game, and he's like, I'm gonna do something about this. My revenge will be this way. And it's a lot of minutia about, here's the game stuff, here's the spell I'm getting, here's my level up, here's my experience points. And as someone who has been interested in role-playing games his whole life, it's okay. It's just, I think a lot of people, this has really good ratings, but there's a few little 1 stars in those ratings where people are like, this sucks. And I think that you would DNF this if you don't know something of Dungeons and Dragons, if you don't know something about any role-playing games there are out there. It's just, But at the same time, I think the author tries to speak to a broader audience. And so for the audience that this is for, it comes across as a little too, we didn't need to know that. It's just a bit of a clunky mess that way. What I like best about it is that there are these interludes that come at the start of each chapter concerning the development of the game. So here's Jason in present day, but many, many months before, you have, I think his name's Robert, and then there's Claire, and they're the game developers. And it's like a Frankenstein's monster argument. The AI we got building this game seems to be reprogramming things and the game itself. This shouldn't be, but let's watch and see what happens. And then later on with the playtest group, we think the AI is taking a little control of people's bodies, so they while they're kind of out, they're in the VR world, it makes people flex their muscles a little bit so they can keep up a little health and exercise, even though they're not really moving around. It's like, that shouldn't be. And then gaining access to people's memories. And then this way it sort of caters your progress and level ups to you and what you desire. And there's something just interesting about that. Robert, he wants to see the monster and what's going to happen with the game. And Claire's like, no, this is wrong. We shouldn't do anything about it. But I would like to have maybe story-wise had more of that than listen to our lead guy Jason talk about which spell he's going to select. Okay, and still, I did finish. Like I said, it's just this is not an amazing effort. There's 10 of these. I think it goes up to book 8, but there's like a 3.5 and a 4.5, which I assume are novellas. That's usually what takes place there. But maybe he got better. Maybe the second book, gets better as he went along. But as a first effort, I just this is the sort of thing where you say you give this to a publisher and they go, well, that's good practice. Now, what do you really want us to publish? And have another go at it, or have an editor kind of help you out a little bit or something. There is, now that I think about it, there's one other little storyline in here that was decent enough in that this girl who betrayed him, she has been blackmailed by a compromising video taken by the bully in this. He doesn't seem to be taking advantage of her in the real world, but in the game world, you got to do what I say. So it kind of a one-off from real life abuse, I guess. And she has an interesting role and scenes in this. This is, of course, a cat on the picture here. This is Onyx, a little shadow cat following Jason around. And as you're reading along, it's extremely obvious what this is going to turn out to be. And it ends with that revelation, which I actually really liked, even though you could see it a mile away. But I'm not going to continue with the series. It's kind of an easy reading for a week, I guess, as clunky as it was. Not gonna. It's like a really good idea. Look at that cover. It's like all the pieces are there, but the puzzle just winds up just being a mess and fitting parts together that don't quite go together. That's that there. So we all remember this one, The Mercy of the Gods. This has a sequel out, which I got today. The receipt's still in the book. This is one day ahead of publishing. Is that some normal thing Barnes & Noble does? Oh, there's my coupon for lemonade. So this is The Faith of Beasts by the two people who make up the pen name James S.A. Corey. The monstrous Carix Empire was built by subjugation and war. Thousands of species are bound to their sovereign's command in an endless blood-soaked test. Be useful in the eternal conflict or be slaughtered. Dafydd Alcor, highest among their human captives, is feared and despised by the very people he champions. Ruthless in carving out his niche in the eternal war machine of the Empire, he will reshape human nature itself as a tool for their alien masters' use. But Daffod's loyalty is not what it seems. The Swarm, an agent of the Carrick's deathless enemy, has been smuggled into the Carrick's world palace along with the human slaves. Its mission? Discover a way to bring down the Empire's eternal reign. But the longer it lives among and within humanity, the more it forgets that it is a weapon. As the human captives spread through the battlefronts of the Empire, the awesome power of the Carricks becomes clear, and with it, a desperate plan for their destruction. But empires hide secrets, and even the deathless enemy may not be what it appears. Oh, goody. I've been waiting for this one because I adored this book. So here we have finally the sequel, and it will be a trilogy. That's it then. Someone specifically asked me when I talked about it on Discord, I'm reading this on, please tell me how it is. Well, it's not going to be very good, but whatever. And that's next week. That's it. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.